live.
We are
I
live,
hope
pal.
it started with results as results, because that would just be gold.
Well, this feels weird.
Hello,
It's
everybody.
it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Remember how we used to do this on Saturdays? Way back in the
way
olden
back.
days.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined by Jedi Jason Kruger again this week. It's been a rough, and I thank you guys for bearing with me. It's been a rough week in the private life, so YouTube has unfortunately had to take a back seat to a lot of stuff. So there's lots of videos getting pushed, but pushed further in the week. But they'll be here. I mean, we made it. We're a day late, but I don't think we're $1 short. We're still here, and then the Comic Shop Adventure will be up tomorrow night at some point. So
Stay tuned.
So stay tuned. For all the loyal subscribers, thank you guys for sticking with me. But if you've never seen this particular show before, this is Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Jedi and I have been watching wrestling together for around 15 years. We love wrestling. We love sharing our love of professional wrestling with all of you out there. However, we're fans just like all of you out there. We're not insiders. We're not wrestlers. We avoid insider terms because we're not wrestlers, not fans, or we are fans. We're not insiders. At the end of the day, we are just two marks. And I'm going to have a few more of these like I've been doing while I've been watching the XFL.
What you drinking today?
I am drinking mango lemonade truly.
Ooh.
Only 4 carbs, so I can have that on my keto diet.
Sounds delicious.
I can have one.
Oh.
Can have one. Since it's a day after, we can
Do SmackDown
we
as
can
well.
we can do SmackDown review. Yeah,
Yay. But Raw happened first.
Raw happened first, so we'll just
Remind myself real quick of Raw. Randy Orton cannot find the words to explain why he attacked Edge. So.
the words that I have when it comes to Randy Orton.
What's that? Well, there you go.
I mean, I get I'm not saying that this shouldn't happen. I mean, it makes sense. They were a tag team. They never really got a payoff to their split. It just kind of
Right.
happened. So, hey, why not? An Edge Orton program was never really, I don't think back in the day it was really ever expounded upon, so why not?
I mean, it was, but it's been a long time. Because I remember at one point it was hilarious that Edge was the villain and Orton was the good guy. No, they did it both ways.
Yeah.
They flipped at one point. It was
But it
for the
wasn't
Intercontinental title way back when, and then after Edge became the
Yeah,
Ring
but
of
not-
Honor superstar,
But never, it was never a program when they were both, main event guys.
Yeah, that's true. It
Maybe
wasn't
maybe
like
like they'd have maybe a match or two or a pay-per-view, but they never really had the feud that they probably could
It wasn't
have
like
had.
the
Back
one-
when Orton was not stale as all hell.
Mhm. Yeah. But in my word, paired up with Edge, he could be entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Edge. So, plus, if Edge is getting back in the ring and not wanting to get crippled, I'd rather him play with Orton first as opposed to a lot of other people.
Yeah, I was just kind of hoping for.
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't remember if we talked about it on screen or off screen, but yeah, some of those dream feuds, get them done now. Well,
It was
they
very
can't
much.
be done.
I don't know if I might have said this on the show before. I might not have.
Think
Again,
you
it's
did.
been that busy of a week.
I think you did.
When Kurt Angle went to
Mhm.
TNA, hey, get Joe done now because
They did, to
we
their
don't
credit.
know when this is gonna. We don't really know
Yeah.
how
He
much
stuck around for
longer
like 8 freaking years.
with his broken freaking neck.
Times 3 or something
Yeah.
like that at that point.
So I get it, but I'd rather see AJ or Brian or
Yeah.
Joe
Right.
against Edge rather than Randy Orton, who, I mean, I'm not trying to be the person that's like, oh, we've seen it before, therefore it should never happen.
Right.
But it's just kind of those, well,
we have.
but we haven't seen the other things yet. I will defend. It doesn't look like they're going to go in that direction, but I'll still defend my stance on Charlotte versus Becky at WrestleMania again till
Mhm.
death, even though we've already seen it.
Right.
But I will also play devil's advocate for somebody else other than Randy Orton and Edge at
Mhm.
WrestleMania.
So, Lana, we clearly established cannot beat Liv Morgan, but Ruby Riott made her come back and is apparently a Lana lackey, or ally of some sort.
Yay to Ruby Riott coming back, boo to being a Lucky Tawana.
This story is apparently still going in different directions. So
Oh,
that's a thing.
Next.
Drew McIntyre is still boss.
I really hope Drew McIntyre wins the title, but like everything with Lesnar,
right?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Aleister Black still kicking fools. Angel Garza has taken Andrade's spot, essentially. Since, that's what happens when you do drugs, kids. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, and and Buddy Murphy's no longer Buddy Murphy. Let's just bring that up now.
Geez.
He's Murphy. It's. I saw a meme once where it said, Samoa Joe just became Joe, and Big Show became Big.
What did we show? They're always dropping the first name.
No, they're going big.
Oh,
here. It's big.
Go big or go home.
Like Andrade, Cien almost just became Andrade. So, yeah.
You're right. For a while, they were taking people's last names. Then they switched to taking people's first names. Mustafa Ali became Ali. Flip the coin. We got a 70-plus-year-old running the company. It needs to change.
But
you
know what? That's why I keep rooting for the XFL to continue to be doing well, because it's like, hey, you do your football, Vince.
Right.
Do football.
Please do football.
Do football. Just keep up with football.
So, yeah, between Rey Mysterio and the rest of the Mexicans, they're doing some pretty good stuff.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
They're good reason to watch Raw, and we need more of those. Rhea Ripley, of all people, came out to challenge Charlotte Flair. I'm not
also just had another meme for the.
So I'm not sure how to feel about that, but it's interesting.
It does give, if they want people to pay more attention to NXT over AEW, making their women's title a major program for WrestleMania is not necessarily a bad thing.
Kudos to them for setting that up a little bit by having Ripley pin Charlotte at Survivor Series.
Yes. Good storytelling. Something that's lost on a lot of... And, I've been there before, but something I feel is lost on a lot of fans in this community is storytelling, long-term storytelling, letting things play out. We've all jumped to conclusions. I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it. I have. You saw me break things when Naito lost to Okada.
Yeah.
But,
right.
It ended up playing out for the best.
I know, right?
But I like the idea behind doing that. I think that's a good call on the WWE's part.
Asuka beat Natalya to remind you that she still exists, and then basically challenged Lynch to another match, and Lynch was like, we can do this again.
And Jedi's wife was not happy to see Natalya because of that makeup.
If it's not the outfit or the makeup, it's always something. Her and Natalya.
Poor Natalya.
They go round and round, it seems like. It's so funny. And yet she's always liked Becky Lynch from the steampunk up to what she wears now. She's like, her fashion choices make sense. I'm like, it's so funny. It's like, women's wrestlers, you better have a good entrance and a sense of fashion, or you and my wife are just going to not get off on the right foot.
There was one time that she did not like Becky Lynch, though. Do you remember that one time?
No, I'm trying to remember.
Royal Rumble last year just because she wanted me to be disappointed?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was less on Becky, but yeah, that's true. Yeah, my wife's not a troll at all.
I did make her believe that I broke JC's back.
It's true. Many moons ago, this did happen.
Backyard wrestling, baby.
Rollins versus Lashley versus Ricochet, number one contender for Lesnar, I guess, at that show.
That show we're not going to talk about.
And Ricochet won. So Ricochet is the latest guy to get a chance to hopefully showcase some skills with Lesnar, or maybe be like Kofi Kingston. Who knows?
Or be like Dean Ambrose.
No. Yeah. Ooh. Who
Now he
knows?
turns on all our friends. Long-term storytelling equals Corbin versus Roman. That's from Ray. That's bad long-term storytelling. Good long-term storytelling. You find it more in New Japan. But Natty turns on all her friends. Yeah, I agree. You could say she's natty by nature. She's the big show of the women's division. Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
She is kind of the big show of the women's division.
That's about it for Raw, though, really.
Yep. Let's just do SmackDown. Let's build up to the good shit.
Let's do SmackDown.
Oh, such good shit,
Sure.
pal.
Alright. Let's see. We're not going to talk about... Usos versus Ziggler and Rude. Nobody cares. Usos won.
Nobody cares. I just don't care about. Here's like kind of one of my.
Elias beat Cesaro.
Eh.
Yeah, I know.
Here's the Usos are just one of those like how I say like I'm just not that into Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
But I still kind of enjoy Matt Riddle matches. I just don't kind of get as hyped about him as everybody else.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they're around Roman so much.
No.
But even that,
no.
I don't
No.
care for the
Agree.
Usos whatsoever.
I
Like
agree
I'm
with
not
you.
saying like I don't hate them, but I just really I'm not that into them and I don't like them, and I can honestly say I really don't like the Usos. Not necessarily as people,
Mm-hmm.
but as performers, I'm not a huge fan.
I'm not hyped to see them. At the same time, I will say from a couple of years ago, probably the best tag team feud I've seen in recent history was the New Day and the Usos.
Yeah, but I'm not
I mean,
saying
that Hell in a Cell match was
oh yeah, it was good.
awesome.
But I just like
No, yeah, but on
I'm
any
just
given
not-
day, if you're like blah 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 versus the Usos, I'm like okay.
like I guess maybe I'm just not the target audience.
Could be.
But the whole like I don't buy into their down since day one ish, and I'm just kind of like okay, these guys are here.
Well, they talk about the penitentiary. I mean, I'm sure that's all you want to hear about is penitentiaries. But anyway,
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah,
It's just
the
like-
Uso was it Jimmy or Jay spent a lot of time in the Uso penitentiary?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Yeah.
Naomi's.
So
husband.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
the Uso penitentiary is apparently pardoned. I'm gonna
Yeah,
break my one
right.
rule here. It's a shoot, but we're gonna get off.
Oh, snap.
We're gonna get off of penitentiaries, even though that was a good B movie.
That's
Penitentiary
right.
2 with Bo Billingsley.
Freaking Corbin is fighting.
It's been the last 2 years.
So-
Unfortunately for wrestling fans, that's been prevalent. Football fans, today was a win. You know what? But here's the thing. I'm okay with Vince's vision being on something else. If that means somebody with a better vision can take over
Yeah.
the main roster. I know, and we're not to NXT yet. I know Triple H has a lot of flaws as a writer, booker, whatever you want to call it, whatever's the appropriate word for right now.
Right.
But he's still has a better vision for wrestling now than Vince. For any other football fans out there, again, college football fans that are watching this, Triple H is the Brian Kelly of wrestling writing. Brian Kelly is the head coach of Notre Dame. Brian Kelly's not the best coach in the world, but he's so significantly better than what they have had that while they're not
Smaller.
near the level that some people think they should be at, they're still had so much better than where they were previously that it feels like they're really on the right track.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Triple H. He's nowhere near as good as Gato or hell, even AEW. I feel AEW tells better stories than NXT, but it's still significantly better than what we've been getting from a WWE product for years compared to that. So I agree with that. I just don't know if Vince will ever let WWE completely go.
Right.
I mean, because that's his first baby. The XFL's been his second baby that, went and, did a lot of drugs and went homeless and shunned everybody, and then came back now cleaned up as with potential to be a well-to-do young adult.
Right.
So
apparently Corbin and Roman are still going at it, right? But they're going to settle it. They got one more match in a steel cage, brother. Apparently, I think that's next week, or I don't know if that's at the show.
Is it the Saudi show we don't talk about?
It may be.
Okay.
Maybe.
There you go. Perfect. That's the perfect thing to have at a Saudi show because I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah, probably.
Just throw in. Honestly, do you want a match that would just make me not care at all? Make it a three-way with Jay White in Saudi Arabia, and then I have a whole lot of no fucks to be given. I make a fatal four-way throwing Matt Taven too. Matt Taven versus Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin versus Jay White in Saudi Arabia for blood money in any kind of match, and you have the ultimate I don't care match.
There you go.
Randy Orton's a special referee.
Also, in a quick thing, essentially, Bill Goldberg said he is going to face the Fiend at the show, the Blood Money show.
Please
lose, Goldberg.
Please, kill Goldberg.
Right?
I grew up a Goldberg fan.
I mean, Goldberg lost to a choke shove last time he was over there, so it shouldn't be that big of a stretch to. I mean, let him concuss himself and then pin him. I mean,
not that concussions are funny.
This is true. I think it's just the ridiculousness of Goldberg doing it to himself that.
Or let him slice his arm open and almost bleed to death.
The fact that he legitimately psychs himself up by banging his head into lockers before he goes out.
Since Raw Football Kick today, I'm not going to say I never did that, but I had a fucking helmet on when I played high school football and hit my head up against my locker. Right. I at least had a helmet on.
Maybe he thinks he does. Bill, you know you're supposed to wear a helmet. What?
Lockers next.
a certain other YouTube a bunch of skits. He'd bang his head on something and forget who he was or what they were doing. You know?
Did it work? Did what work? Bang your head, bang. Did it work? Did what work?
That was cool.
Props, yeah, that was funny.
Daniel Bryan is the latest in the Fiend's victims. I didn't put this together till today. I'm probably going to shoot Bray Wyatt more credit for this story because I don't know who else I can give credit for it. But credit where credit's due. It's a good story. Every person that Bray Wyatt has stepped into the ring with has essentially had an alignment change afterwards. They turned villain within a couple weeks of facing him. I guess they let him in after to a degree. He's messed with all the people.
Now, here's the thing with Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm. Now, he hasn't turned villain, but
he got aggressive.
He murderized poor, who was it? Heath Slater.
Heath Slater is kind of so good.
He put him down with the knee and then basically proceeded to stomp a mud hole in him and then put him in submission when he was clearly already unconscious. And it's like, it's okay.
I think that is a villain turn because Heath Slater is a good guy.
That's true. So
which leads me to wonder what's going to happen with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania because, I thought they were honestly going to have him ride the hero momentum to possibly like a Nakamura match or, if the rumor and innuendo is to be believed, Kane wanting to have this be his last WrestleMania, hey, maybe
they could still...
a good, I choose my retirement opponent to be his... Daniel Bryan, because that would be so much better than The Undertaker, let's just be honest.
They could still do a story where Kane has to come in and try to put him down because he's,
You're right.
And then, if he slaughters Kane, they'll be like, who can truly stop Daniel Bryan?
Well, my Nakamura dreams and what was stopped, but we'll get to that later.
You mean the fact that Strowman won the Intercontinental title last week?
I thought that'd be a nice... granted, Shinsuke's not really been a consistent performer since he's been called up to the main roster. But, that does kind of have the whole, here's another WrestleMania Classic for the Intercontinental title.
So how weird is it now that Shinsuke is just, an extension of Sami Zayn?
How weird is it now that Shinsuke is completely irrelevant?
That's true. The winner of the Royal Rumble last year, I believe, right? Or the year before? Year before now.
Year before.
Still,
Yeah.
Yeah, the one year where both Nakamura and Asuka won. And yeah.
But
Yeah.
Nakamura does not have to kill himself in New Japan. He's making better money, and
That's
he
true.
enjoys living in America. So who the fuck are we to tell Shinsuke Nakamura what's wrong?
Apparently, he has more time to surf now working for them than when worked for New Japan, which hurts my brain a little bit.
A little bit.
You know, it's like, what?
Like, New Japan doesn't even run all year.
Right? It's like, what?
How are you? What?
It's what I read, though. I was like, okay.
I've read
sure,
that too.
Sure. So, yeah, Strowman basically come out and said, yeah, I'm Intercontinental Champion now, and Zayn and company tried to attack him. Apparently, the Revival is part of his group now. I guess he's got Cesaro, Nakamura, and the Revival.
Hey, look! Look, kids! It's everybody who's being misused. I mean,
How
seriously, it is.
appropriate that they have such a generic mouthpiece leading them. Orphanages and such. Anyway.
You know, I'm not Jewish, but Olay, that was a bad one.
Right. Sheamus beat Apollo Crews. Nobody cares. Hi, Sheamus. Why are you here?
Because he's still a good big man.
It's true. I mean, he's just like, all right. So he beat
Apollo Crews. Why are you here?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
not like Apollo Crews too, but you know, he would be better suited elsewhere.
Yes. And then we had a fatal four-way number one contenders match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss, Dana Brooke, Carmella, and Naomi. And there was a lot of action, and eventually Carmella managed to win, and then Bayley laid out Carmella and stood with the belt, and that's how SmackDown went off the air. So, unclear as to what, if this is a number one contender match for that show, probably. What isn't centered around those shows when they come around.
Right.
Burn up.
Show off that
carefully.
hideous T-shirt. Real talk. The whole reason we have these T-shirts, where we were backyard wrestling, where we were anti-sports entertainment, we bought these with the intention of painting like the Ghostbusters dash through them and wearing them to the ring, our makeshift ring, when we backyard wrestle.
Yeah.
But
that was a plan. It just never quite materialized.
Because we ended up growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that's what happened.
Pretty much. Life.
You got married.
Yep.
We got jobs.
Yep. Yeah. A little sad, but that's okay. It happens.
NXT.
The Broserweights are promising to be the new tag team champions. The Undisputed Era said it's absolutely ridiculous and a travesty that they won the Cruiserweight Classic. It's the Dusty Rhodes Classic. A classic. A tournament. A tag team tournament.
A Coca-Cola Classic.
That's right. A tag team tournament won by not a tag team. And they said it was a travesty. Hard to disagree. But now that they won it, they're pretty much obviously the number one contenders.
You know the biggest travesty was? The Time Splitters were one and done.
That's true.
That was the biggest travesty.
I blame Alex Shelley. Because he's not signed.
Hey, since I unfortunately can't make the Chicago trip for Revolution, he is going to be at the ROH show.
Oh, is he? Well,
so, maybe we could go there and see Alex Shelley again.
Dude gets around.
That'll be neat.
So, yeah, basically they're challenging.
A little salty I can't still go to Revolution, but hey, at least we got AEW in St. Louis to get excited about.
Yep. That's coming up.
All right. Well, let's get back to not AEW, because that's not that portion of the show yet.
Right. Angel Garza. He's a busy boy. He's also on NXT, fighting Isaiah Scott. And winning, because he's on Raw now, so he better be winning in NXT.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. So I guess he's kind of feuding with Ray, and also still looking to become Cruiserweight Champion again. Because, hey, why not?
Hey, you know what?
Ambitious young man. Do all the things.
You know what would have really been cool? I know that they were, really... I actually, played this out on my... I didn't get 2K20, but I got 2K19. My universe mode, I had a New Japan brand. And I had Ibushi still in New Japan, but I also made him Cruiserweight Champion.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
That's something.
He was pretty close at one point.
That's something that I really thought would be cool if they do that with the Cruiserweight. I mean, I know Ibushi won't happen, obviously, and I had in my little fantasy world, but if you had straight up an Evolve guy,
yeah,
because they have such a good relationship with Evolve, just straight up have a guy from Evolve win it, and defend it on Evolve shows and then lose it at a takeover.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be something really cool with the Cruiserweight title.
Sure.
Because, I mean, it's basically, it's the redheaded or purple-haired stepchild of the WWE, so why not have some more, do a little more crazy things with it? I mean, not like crazy stupid things like...
Oh, that's what 24/7 does.
Yeah, but crazy like, oh, hey, an independent guy from the, basically our favorite place that we go poach talent from has won it.
Yeah.
Why not? Also a little on a little selfish note, because a couple local wrestlers are stars in Evolve, Kurt Stallion, and the besties in the world, Matt Fitchett and Davey Vega, and I'd love to see them win a WWE sanctioned championship at some point in time. Yeah. So they're big stars in Evolve, and let's make that happen, guys. But yeah, I mean, hey, at least it's keeping the Cruiserweight title somewhat relevant.
Right. Dijakovic defeated Killian Dane. A big man match that happened. Let's see, Dijakovic is going for Keith Lee soon for the North American, so that makes sense.
How much longer do you think Keith Lee is actually going to remain on NXT? Especially after his showdown with Brock.
Well, since McIntyre is facing Brock, not till after WrestleMania, but I wouldn't give it much after that.
Maybe
I can see him in Money in the Bank. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, it's going to be after WrestleMania, after Money in the Bank, or after SummerSlam, one of those.
I can honestly, I say this every year. I mean, since we started this show, we've covered 2 WrestleManias.
Mm-hmm.
And both WrestleManias I've said, ooh, this person should win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and really push them towards the stratosphere. And then every year it's just kind of been like, that guy won.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy won.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say have Keith Lee win and use that, but
hasn't worked.
Once again, I probably would just... One, they're not going to do that with Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is just pretty much, hey, that guy won.
Yeah.
I mean, Strowman was at least a star, like a big star, but still, it's...
Right.
That guy won. He won. Matt Hardy won. Oh.
The Strowman one was tainted by the SNL anyway. I didn't enjoy it.
No, I didn't either. I will give them credit for telling a good story, because I thought for a second one of them was going to win.
I agree.
And I was actually sitting right there going, they're gonna fucking do this, aren't they? They're gonna. I mean, I'm in my head going, it's a fucking
please
joke.
No,
no, I'm not doing please no. I'm in my head going, well, it's a fucking joke anyway. This is a fucking joke of a match, so why not let 2 fucking comedy actors fucking win it? Why not?
I mean, you got me there. It's better than giving David Arquette the world title.
Hey. Hot take! David Arquette has retroactively earned that title reign with all the stuff he's done on the Indies.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah.
Plus, it wasn't like it was his damn idea to win the belt.
Yeah. He protested it every step of the way.
Exactly. Finn Balor says he's going to hurt Gargano at TakeOver. By the way, there's a TakeOver, like, next Sunday. Not tomorrow. Next Sunday. I think. 16th.
We will not be having a giveaway for that one, unfortunately. And also, if you were a winner last week, shoot me some kind of information so that way I can get you your prize if you haven't already. Because why don't you have your prize? Because I like giving away stuff.
That's right, and you won it fair and square.
You won.
Claim your prize. Mercedes Martinez beat Casey Catanzaro.
I'm looking at you, Galley Bomb. If you see this, I'm calling you out.
Oh my.
That's right.
Catanzaro retired. Apparently not.
Sucker. I didn't know. I thought she did too.
She did. Guess not. I mean, I'm not complaining.
No.
But Mercedes Martinez made her presence felt and beat Catanzaro.
Arquette's deathmatch legend. Again, this is the one thing we said we didn't want to do tonight, but we're doing it. I actually, me and my friend, Charles in Charge, who's been on the show, we at WrestleCon, we just had a nice little 5-minute conversation with David Arquette. He had no problem just kind of talking to us and asking us where we were from and asking us how we're enjoying the weekend and what shows we're going to, and if he would have took credit cards, I would have bought an autograph from him, but he said he had to do cash only, but he still gave us the time of day, and David Arquette's A-okay in my book. David Arquette is cool.
Cool. Let's see.
And I realized my all-in ticket fell again. In other news, water's wet. How many times have I fixed this?
Tommaso Ciampa, I guess, still looking to face Cole for that belt pretty soon.
Who won what, Ray?
What?
He says who won.
Who won? I thought I.
What did we forget?
I need more words. I thought I said who won all the matches.
We're a couple seconds behind, or we're ahead or behind, or whatever you want to call it.
Martinez beat Catanzaro.
Yes.
Oh, sure. Yeah, my phone's just gonna go all crazy. Oh, Tyler Breeze got beat by Jordan Devlin.
Tyler Breeze is not like. I'm not saying AEW should just hire everyone. But I remember when I first saw Tyler Breeze in 2014, and I said, this guy has potential to be the next Shawn Michaels. And I mean that like in terms of like good wrestler with kind of a different character, but it'll work. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just like, I remember thinking he could be the next Shawn Michaels.
It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just turn into a parody of Shawn Michaels like certain people I know. At least he's doing comedy on the side, though. Dolph Ziggler.
Okay.
Who insists on doing the Shawn Michaels stuff.
Yeah. I'm still
thinking... Don't tell me that he doesn't kind of turn into a weird, small Shawn Michaels parody.
He's like a Shawn Michaels Mr. Perfect hybrid.
Yeah. But, he does more Shawn Michaels stuff for me than...
Show off.
Yeah, but he's just no Kurt Hennig. I mean, well, he's no Shawn Michaels either, but still.
I still think he's great. I love Dolph Ziggler.
I would give him all the props in the world for surviving in that company as long as he has all the awful things they put him through.
Dolph Ziggler is the epitome of they've ruined him so much, I don't care anymore. And I used to be behind him.
Can you imagine? He was part of the Spirit Squad. He was a golf caddy for freaking Kerwin White.
I will always like Dolph Ziggler because back in the MySpace days, whenever I was a high school little dork finding out that wrestlers will add you on MySpace, and I was actually like, they're really cool. They added me, when really they're just like, okay.
Right.
And then I left comments. Nikki from the Spirit Squad was the only guy to actually like him, and Scott D'Amore were the only ones to like actually comment back. And I'm like, these guys are awesome. So he will always be someone I like because of that. But they've had so many opportunities. Like, here's a time where they could really do something good with Dolph. Oh, they ruined it. Hey, they do something with Dolph. No, they do something with Dolph. No. I think after he just like threw the U.S. title down and quit, and then he came back and they did nothing with him. Yeah. That was when I'm like, nothing will be done with him.
Yeah.
Like he did. There's no reason to care about Dolph Ziggler anymore because it's done.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
And Tyler Breeze is getting there.
Right. Too bad because that match with Velveteen was.
It was.
That was a while back now. So Charlotte did appear on NXT and had a confrontation with Rhea Ripley, and then I guess Bianca Belair came out there and attacked her, and then they're both basically like, you came to the wrong neighborhood. And that was about the end of that, I guess. My understanding. So
still not super into Bianca Belair.
Right. Right.
Well, I
the women's champion anyway. What's she doing out there?
I kind of, after the Royal Rumble, like, I kind of see it a little more, but I'm still like just kind of.
It's not her time yet.
There's something I'm not connecting with. And before everybody like throws anything out there saying I'm just hating on Bianca Belair, I don't connect with Kazuchika Okada either, and he's considered to be the undisputed best wrestler in the world right now. So, if you don't connect, you don't connect. It has nothing to do with how good you are.
This just in, the Geek compared Belair to Kazuchika Okada.
Print it!
Oh, you thought you were going to say something thrown at you before.
There's going to be some Okada fans pissed off now. Bring it.
Undisputed Era fought Ciampa, Riddle, and Dunn because, overlapping feuds and all that. Yeah. And disqualification.
We going to get to the good stuff yet?
Dream returned.
Yes, that was good.
That's how they close the show.
We gonna get to the real good stuff
Kick some
now?
ass? Yes, we are. I had to mention the dream.
Oh yeah.
But yes, we are.
DREAM.
And my freaking phone will cooperate with me. So, AEW
Yes.
Dynamite. Moxley versus Ortiz.
This is a really good match. I really like this match. I kind of like the spot with the car keys at the very end of the match. Just kind of, I was kind of with everything. It just worked well with like Mox's character, with kind of taking one of the inner circle. To me, it only would have worked better if it would have been Sammy Guevara, because I feel like he's better. He's kind of a better sacrificial lamb for the inner circle to me than Ortiz and Santana would be. But
yes, but one of the thugs like Ortiz will recover quicker than Guevara. Like Guevara might just disappear out of sheer vanity for 3 months.
I'm gonna make a comparison to some old school stuff.
Okay.
To me, Sammy Guevara is like in the inner circle, even though it's a much bigger stable than what I'm going to compare to, is like Buddy Roberts in the Fabulous Freebirds. Buddy was the guy that's going to get something bad to happen.
Yeah.
Gordy was the enforcer. He was too big, and then Michael Hayes was the star. He was kind of untouchable. Until the very, very end to get what he had coming to him. Michael Hayes is untouchable. But Buddy could take the beating. Yeah. Buddy could show show ass. Buddy could be humiliated.
True.
And
right,
still be along there. He could easily get it back by winning a match against a popular hero, beating a Von Erich thanks to some help from Michael and Bam Bam, and be fine. That's kind of how I see Sammy Guevara. He's this little snarky runt that could take the shit. You don't want to mess with Hager. You don't want to mess with Santana Ortiz.
Yeah.
And then final boss is Jericho. He can't get to him, but Sammy could kind of take it and be like, "Oh, fuck this asshole."
You notice that one time in the beatdown, he basically fended off all the other inner circle, and as soon as Hager got in the ring, that's when Moxley decided it was time to leave.
I like how they're building Hager. Now, I don't know when or if Hager's ever going to wrestle, because he knows he hasn't even taken a flat back bump.
From what I hear, he's got one more fight left on the contract, so they're waiting on him to be done with his contract with whoever first.
Yes.
So
Bellator, yes.
Yeah.
I hope he can still do both, whenever the time comes.
Right.
But I do like how they've built up Jake Hager. I care more about Jake Hager now than I did as him as a world heavyweight champion in the WWE.
Right.
So
anyway. The Mox thing's shaping up. SCU versus the Best Friends.
Another good match.
Good match. Basically just setting up the Dark Order attacking SCU because Christopher Daniels won't join.
Or has he joined if you're watching Being the Elite?
Ooh. There's something to be said for...
The one thing I'll give to, because the Nightmare Collective has allegedly kind of been, that storyline is finished.
What I heard.
You gotta give AEW a little bit of credit here. Whenever something's kind of really not working, they go, let's find a way to either make it work, and if we can't make it work, it's scrapped.
Yep.
That's the vibe I'm getting so far.
Yep.
We don't like the Dark Order. They found a way to make Dark Order at least...
They're intriguing right now.
Intriguing enough to care.
There is a story that you're interested in.
And then the Dark Order got scrapped. Yet here we are with,
dog food.
Dog food and Roman Reigns is still in a position to be the face of the company when, for some reason people are interested in a man named Boo when he comes out. I don't know why they're playing. I don't know why they're playing Super Mario in a ghost house when he comes out, but they are. Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker versus. Other than the teeth getting knocked out, I'm still not completely a big fan of this match. I like the build up, but I thought the match was kind of eh. Still not. I think Britt Baker's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's more intriguing than she was a month ago, especially with her turn.
Progress.
Progress is progress, but I feel like the Britt Baker fans out there and the people that overrate AEW overrate Britt Baker to the max.
Fair enough.
Just saying.
Progress, though.
The Elite versus the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bros.
Brothers.
Great match. I thought this was, without question, the match of the night. Told a good story, especially with Hangman trying to show his worth and show that he should be,
Mm-hmm.
considered as good as the rest of the Elite to the detriment of the team. A lot of fans out there right now aren't liking this because Kenny's only being used as kind of like a supporting character in an overall, in a story that, people want to see Kenny Omega be the Kenny Omega of New Japan. Now he's a supporting character, so they're not really on board with this story.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a good story. I think it's a very real feeling story. As much as the fans get excited about Hangman drinking their beer and doing cowboy shit, it feels very real. Like, there's people out there that I don't feel good enough, so they drink.
Yeah.
And it's tragic, and it's scary, and it's kind of something that, we haven't gotten with Hangman Page since he's been part of the Elite. So, yeah, you're not getting 7-star matches, but you're getting a good storyline, so maybe sometimes you just gotta adjust, sometimes people have to adjust roles,
right.
Chris Evans wasn't always the top guy on the, in the movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes he had to adjust. And that's what Kenny Omega is.
Yeah. That's true. So, let's see. And the Butcher Blade and Lucha Brothers won.
Yes.
Because, like you said, to his detriment.
Mm-hmm.
And, you gotta watch out for that Pentagon. Joey Janela versus Kip Sabian in a We Love Penelope Ford match, I guess. Sabian beat Janela. So.
I don't. Kind of with the Usos, I just don't like Joey Janela. He's not nice guy. He loves to wrestle. I can't say anything bad about, his passion. But, there's a lot of other wrestlers that are passionate too.
Well, let's go on to something interesting. Cody receives 10 lashes from MJF.
Woo! This segment was almost perfect. Because especially when with Cody's taking it, and you see MJF just being even more of an ass by saying he demands it be Cody's belt.
Mm-hmm.
But then as Cody's taking the lashes, you see the fear. Even though Cody's going through all this pain, you see MJF's fear where he's like, just quit, Cody. You want to quit. And he's being pompous and arrogant, but you can tell it's because he's afraid. He does not want Cody to take these lashes because he knows he's going to get murdered by Cody.
Mm-hmm.
So
when he can just convince him right then and there.
Yeah.
So he can be safe. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
2 great performers. I don't care if Cody is not a fucking Dave Meltzer classic New Japan guy. This is just as important to wrestling as those matches.
Ability.
It's the best fucking story that's been going on in American wrestling in years. And, I pull my one time to be a dick. If you want to be a hipster and not like that, that's cool. But you're wrong. Because this is just as important as somebody having Meltzer Classics. And I like Meltzer Classics as much as the next guy. But there's just as much of a place for this as there is those type of matches.
This sells tickets. I mean, this makes money. This is a compelling story. People want to know how it ends.
It's just now we have a loud, obnoxious, hateful part of the internet that just is like, Cody is anything other than a loser is wrong because we need New Japan USA and AEW. And the fact that we're not getting New Japan USA or Ring of Honor 06 to 08 or PWG, we're not getting Kenny as champion and having 8-star matches with everybody. This company needs to go die.
All the angry extreme people live on the internet.
Yeah.
I know people in other movements that are very level-headed, and then you get on the internet and talk to those people, and it's like, wow, y'all crazy.
That's why I said I I only bring out my asshole side once a show.
Right, right.
At least I feel it's once a show. There's probably going to be somebody watching like, you were an asshole the whole fucking
Well,
show. So
you're going to have some of that.
yeah, but it's all good. And that is the show this week.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate Ray Remington for coming to the show.
Yes, thank you for
coming for the
joining
show
us.
live. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world
Are
of
you
pro
asking
wrestling.
who won from the XFL, Ray? I think it's still going on, if that's what you're asking.
LA
Sorry, I
lost.
cut you off.
So there you go.
There you go.
Um,
Sorry, I cut you off right in the middle there.
yeah.
I apologize.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Got content not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of comic books, anime, gaming, and all things geek culture.
Okay.
Go follow me on all my social media pages. Facebook.com/AthleticGeek89, Twitter @Athletic_Geek89, and Instagram @AthleticGeek89. Jedi has no social media because he's got a wife, he's got kids, he ain't got time for that. But if you have a message for him, leave it in the comments section or
That's right.
get a hold of me. He'll find it.
Yeah.
Yep. For Jedi Jason Kruger, I'm the Athletic Geek. You're just two marks. We're out. Have a good one.